Cheer. You guys are now listening to the Mr. Sanchez Show. I'm your host, the illustrious Mr. Sanchez. Shout out to you guys for watching. Shout out to all the new subscribers, all the new listeners, all the returning listeners. We appreciate you. I got my producer in the house, Young Glizzy.
Yeah.
What's going on, Glizzy?
Chilling.
How you been, man?
I've been pretty good, bro.
Me too, man. I've been in my zone, man. I've been good. Today was a chest and tricep type day. So, I did good. I got the testosterone levels of a small horse. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm feeling good, man. I had to take an old man nap before I got here. You know what I mean? Just to get everything firing on all cylinders and shit like that. And yeah, man, we had it was a kind of a busy week in the news. We're gonna get into it. It's been a scorcher outside, bro. Every day is 90 degrees. It's freaking miserable. The kids are back in school. Traffic is bad for my freaking mental health, dude. You been outside, Glizzy? Have you seen the shit show that is outside?
No, dude, I don't leave my house.
Dude, that's the best way, bro.
It's a safe life, dude.
Yeah,
I keep telling you, dude. Like,
I'm telling you, man. It's times like this that I'm glad I don't have any biological children. You know what I'm saying? I have many sons, but no biological children. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let's get into it, bro. The first thing I saw was this Rajah Jackson incident. It went viral in the news. It's an unfortunate event. It's very ugly. For you guys that don't know, Rajah Jackson is the son of Rampage Jackson, and they've been growing in the ranks of streaming. You know what I mean? They got a good stream going on. They're getting a lot of viewers. They're live on Kick. They've been collaborating with some of the biggest streamers in the world. And I've actually tuned into the stream before, and it's entertaining, you know what I mean? So, a little backstory of what happened. Rajah Jackson, he's an MMA fighter, up-and-coming MMA fighter. And I guess he got booked to do a pro wrestling event with like an underground company, right? So in the behind the scenes footage, the guy that he was going to go up and wrestle, he was an Army veteran, and he picked up wrestling to help him with his PTSD and to make a living and stuff like that. And I guess the guy saw the cameras or whatever, and he wanted to sell the fight, and he hit Rajah in the head with a beer. If you watch the incident, you could tell that it's staged, but I guess nobody told Rajah about it. You know what I mean? So he got hit in the head with the can. The can exploded, and they had some words, and they had to be separated and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Also, Rajah was knocked out in training for his MMA fight in the gym. So he had suffered a concussion, and he wasn't supposed to get hit in the head. You know what I mean? And, play the video of what happened, Glizzy. It is ugly. That's when he jumps in the ring. Boom, he slams the guy. The guy's already out. And you can see there, he's clearly punching the hell out of him. That's it. I mean, it goes on more. Like, they try to separate him, and a whole bunch of people had to get in the ring to stop it. And he exits. They call the cops on him. He gets away. You know what I mean? They try to stop him, but he gets away. And a lot of people are saying, he's going to have to go to prison for that. He's going to have to sit down for some time. You know what I mean? As he should, because the guy didn't get up for like 6-7 minutes. They say he actually didn't have a heartbeat. And they were able to resuscitate him. Right now, the guy's in ICU. And, yeah, man, prayers go out to that dude. I hope he makes a full recovery. And, the elephant in the room, like, people say, Rajah's been hit in the head a lot. As a little kid, he's always been in fighting sports and stuff like that. Maybe he's got CTE, but there's a bigger culprit in this situation. I think that's the chat. You know what I mean? Like, these streamers will do anything that the chat tells them to do. You know, when you stream, you have all your watchers and they can send you messages, you know? So he's constantly being trolled because he was actually knocked out at the MMA gym and he was getting trolled for that. You know what I mean? And if you ever watch the stream with him and his dad's always like in his face giving him a hard time and stuff like that. So I think he got influenced by his viewers, you know what I mean?
Yo, it does happen, dude. You know, like when you're making content, people don't see that all those comments really do influence the next thing you're going to do. Like, even when I just started streaming, like, you know, like people really influence me into doing different things, like playing different games or, you know, and in Raja's situation, you know, when you're getting embarrassed like that.
Yeah. And you're a young guy. Well, you know, people saying he's a kid, he's 25 years old, right? But, you know, there's no excuse for it. But if you're constantly being trolled, being called a pussy, stand up for yourself, you're constantly getting disrespected, you know what I mean? You are a badass in real life, you know what I mean? And I think they just got to him, bro. I think the chat broke him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people have to realize that comments are just comments.
Yeah, and especially, like, you know, those streamers, they have to, like, do things because they're getting money as they're doing it. People are sending them tips, right? They're getting $10, $20. Oh, drop him on his head, do this, do that, boom, boom, boom. You know, there's money, respect, ego, all these things. And, you know, for somebody who is, you know, suffering from a concussion, immature, you know what I mean, emotional, it seems like it's a recipe for disaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know how much of a knucklehead I was in my early 20s. You know, if there was a camera following me around and paying me to do stupid things, you know, like in school, you always got that stupid kid that if you give him $20, he'll pull the fire alarm, or if you give him $20, hey, throw this brick through that window, I'll give you $20. And there was kids that would do that shit. You know what I mean? So, you know. Right now, the California police is investigating the incident. An arrest should follow soon. You know what I mean? And, bro, that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done.
Yeah,
his career's over.
I mean, Rampage got money. He's going to be able to get a lawyer. He's probably going to, you know.
Yeah, but, you know, you beat a man almost to death, dude.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's like
it's not an
aggravated battery charge, and that's a 3rd-degree felony. So yeah, he's got some problems.
It's not like he got a ticket.
Yeah,
for taking a red light. It's pretty serious.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know how's he gonna get justice for that. Like, is the guy gonna be able to sue him? He's 25 years old. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any money yet. He's like
sure the guy could sue him, bro.
Yeah, he can sue him, but is it gonna be worth it? You know what I mean?
I think so.
Who knows? All right, moving on. Lil Nas X got. This pause. I don't even like saying this Batiman's freaking name, but he did go viral this weekend. He was walking down the street in California in his underwear and seems to be some cowboy boots.
Hey, what up? Be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. No, go ahead, babe. No. Go ahead, babe. No. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Hey, for everybody coming to the party.
Yeah, they should drop that.
Yes, I am serving you. I am serving you. And you better be at that party tonight. Oh, yes.
I can't watch it no more. Stop. So yeah, they call the cops. You know, he gets arrested inside, I guess, the county jail. He assaults 2 officers, and he gets hit with 2 felony charges for assaulting an officer. And
is it a stunt though?
That's what I first thought. Right when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna sell a record, because he always tries a publicity stunt when he is trying to sell a record. You know what I mean? Like he like mocked Jesus in one video. Then he like did a lap dance on the devil and gave the devil head. You know what I mean? And he's getting what he deserves, dude. God will not be mocked, and you will pay for publicly mocking God, dude. And that's what we're seeing now. This kid had the brightest future ahead of him.
Amazing music too.
Before he came out, that Old Town Road, you know,
Banger.
If he would have stuck to that genre of music, gay or not, you know what I'm saying? There's a saying in Spanish. It says, "Para ser maricón, no hay que ser tan maricón." Right? To be gay, you don't have to be so gay. You know what I mean? A lot of people are gay. Nobody cares. You feel me? He didn't have to come out and change his whole style up. He could have been like the Shabuzi, right? Shabuzi is a mix of urban and country music, and he has like one of the number one. He's got to be top 10 streamed artists on Spotify.
Yeah,
Shabuzi. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Banger.
This kid would have had the whole world in front of him, and he totally dropped the ball.
And what sucks is he really makes good music, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
the Old Town Road was the only song I ever listened to.
I like the
I saw the
song.
videos that he made for the other songs, but it was just for like shock value. I watched it because it was viral. I want to see what everybody was making a big thing about, but I wasn't feeling it.
You can't watch the video. You gotta listen to the song. Like he makes good music. Like the beat, the vocal, everything collaborates well together. You know what I mean? My opinion. But
yeah, for sure. All right, so that's what happened to him. Put him under the jail, dude. Cracker Barrel, bro. Cracker Barrel went viral this week because they got a woke CEO who changed the logo. You know what I mean? And people went up in arms about it. They got all butthurt. Their stock plummeted, and people stopped going to the restaurant. You know what I mean? And today they came out and they said, "We heard what the people said. We're going back to our old logo." Yeah. You know, when I first heard the story, I was like, "Who cares, bro?" So they changed their logo. Like, what's the big deal? Look at everything that's going on in the world today. Everything is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Europe is going down the tubes. England's having like big ass problems, bro. You know what I mean? There's a million things going on. What is this distraction of Cracker Barrel? Haven't we already seen this happen already? Bud Light made a terrible move, lost a bunch of money. They went back.
Woke doesn't work, dude.
Yeah, bro, it doesn't.
Woke isn't working, you know what I'm
But
saying?
that's what I realized today, right? At first I was like, what is this distraction? Who cares, bro? I don't care about this. This isn't an issue in my life. I don't care if Cracker Barrel changes their freaking name. Hence, they got good eggs and toast and bacon. You know what I mean?
Amazing breakfast.
They let you camp out there across the country. If you ever go like on road trips, you'll always see a bunch of RVs. You can sleep in their parking lot. They don't trip. All right, great news. But I did see today that America this is a sign America is rejecting that woke shit for now.
Yeah, you know, like,
You know what I'm saying? 2028, we might get all crazy again and and start changing things if a Democrat wins. You know what I mean?
nah,
Who knows?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know. The Democrats, they got a big problem on their hands, bro. Trump is he sent people over to D.C. He cleaned up D.C. You know, they're out there working. People are protesting. They don't want them in their country. I mean, they don't want them in their city and this and that. But what about the voices you don't hear, right? The tourists that go to D.C. and, you know, they get robbed. They're victims of crime. You know what I mean? So it seems like it was working in D.C. They're having success. So Trump hinted that he was going to clean up Chicago. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good thing. And I think it's going to be profound for the country if he's successful, right? Because Chicago is a big city. It's like New York, L.A., you know what I mean? It's one of the major cities, and it's a beautiful city, you know what I mean? It's just got a problem with crime, you know what I mean? And when are we going to put, you know, the good people of the city's best interests forward, you know, as far as stopping this crime epidemic that we have going on in major cities, you know what I mean? So if he does succeed and they do clean up Chicago, you know, Chicago's left, it's blue, you know what I mean? Maybe the people will be like, yo, like it's working, you know what I mean? Let's vote red and keep our neighborhood safe. You know what I mean? So I hope they're able to change things in Chicago. You know what I mean? Make it safe for everybody. Like, okay, yeah, you're gonna have federal agents on the street, you know, arresting criminals. People are gonna get up in arms about it. But what about the people on the trains who are scared to go on the train at night? What about the tourists that go to Chicago for the first time? Let's put their interests number one. You know what I mean? All right. You seen this? I think the guy was Indian. He was a semi-truck driver out in Florida. Pulled a U-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I think he killed like 2 people.
I don't know. I think he killed a family.
Yeah, bro.
I think he killed a family of 3.
Terrible news, man. R.I.P. to them. Now, they passed a law that you have to, like, speak English, read and write English to be a semi-truck driver. You need to, have a license. You definitely need to have a social security number. You need to be a valid, truck driver.
Yeah, I think speaking English as a truck driver is a necessity.
Of course,
you need
bro.
to read signs.
Yeah, you have to read signs, and a lot of signs mean that. Like, they're like, all right, trucks one side, regular vehicles the other side, because in some expressways the truck's too high to go under a bridge. Like things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this guy was illegal. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna bust a U-turn on the middle of the expressway, jackknifed the semi-truck, and people just ran into it. If you look at his expression when they hit, he doesn't give a shit about it. He just watches that Jeep fly into his thing and that family perish. You know what I mean? And there's a million examples of this. You know what I mean? Now, what was surprising was that the left is raising money for this guy and his family, for the driver, not for the victims, for the driver. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never understand their mentality or how they think. There was a young Cuban kid who did something similar. I don't know if you remember, Glizzy, like a year or 2 years ago. Yeah. You remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
He was crying, and they sentenced him to jail time, to prison.
I think...
Where was the left then? How come they didn't raise any money for him?
Yeah, they were screaming the death sentence for him. And I think his was just not having control of his truck and not taking the exit right away.
He slammed into like a bunch of people. He killed 9 people. Dude.
Yeah, and they were saying, but it's because he couldn't stop the vehicle or something like that. I don't recall.
Well, the left don't got no love for Cubans, bro. No, actually they don't, right? Because they tend to vote red. Yeah, that's what it is. Hypocrites, dude.
Video circulating online shows the shocking view from inside a semi as a minivan slams into the trailer and wedges underneath. Wow. Troopers say that driver, 28-year-old Harjinder, just made an illegal U-turn cutting across the Florida Turnpike in Fort Pierce last Tuesday. The move left his big rig blocking all northbound lanes. The minivan had no time to brake. All 3 people inside from Broward and Miami-Dade counties were killed. Singh is now charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide. He's being held in the St. Lucie County Jail with an ICE detainer, meaning he'll be deported after his criminal case.
That's crazy, dude.
That is crazy. I mean, that sucks, man. I feel bad for those people, those 3 people. And they were from Miami, too, and Broward. Crazy work. What else we got? We got, Trump and the flag burning thing. So go ahead, play the video. If we have it, if we don't have a video, don't worry about it.
When you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy.
That's why he signed an executive order Monday mandating people are prosecuted for burning flags where the law allows.
What the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. No early exits, no nothing.
The Supreme Court has ruled twice that flag burning is a protected form of political protest under the First Amendment.
All right, so I feel kind of weird about this one. Like, I understand where he's coming from. It is a heinous thing to do. You know what I mean? But you should be able to burn an American flag if you want to. If you paid for it and it's your flag, you should be able to burn it. Right? I don't know if I really feel good about that law. You know what I mean? Like, there was that dude who got arrested on January 6th, the leader of the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
He went to jail for burning a Black Lives Matter flag.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't think we should play with that law. I don't because if you can't burn the American flag, then
And then
we can't burn no flag.
Yeah, and then it becomes a slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
It might start with that, and then
It becomes
later
the
on
pride
it's like,
flag. It
yeah,
becomes
if you turn the flag upside down, well, that's a year in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not with desecrating the flag. I've never burned a flag in my life. I would never burn a flag. You know what I mean?
Not
But
only that,
I feel like you should be able to, as long as it's your property or whatever. And if you want to do that, then you do that. There's consequences to that. You know what I mean? People might kick your ass, and you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the state of the country, right? I mean, things could get crazy, apocalyptic days, and you're mad at the government. You want to burn a flag. You know, you should be able to if you want to. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't condone it, but it's part of being free, ain't it?
it is.
Yeah, so I'm not too big on that. And anyway, executive orders are just temporary laws, because what is the first? Every time the opposite side gets elected, what do? Reverse all the executive orders that the other president did.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. I don't have too much faith in that law. You know what I mean? And all right, let's move on to the UFC that happened this weekend. It was the main event was Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis, and it wasn't a barn burner. It wasn't a great fight. It was a hug fest. It was a grappling fest. You know what I mean? I've been watching UFC and MMA for a long time. I can appreciate technique. I can appreciate what Khamzat did, but it just wasn't an exciting fight. You know what I mean? And for the casuals, it was kind of boring. You know what I mean? But, you know, Khamzat Chimaev did impose his will on the guy for the whole fight. Didn't let him do what he wanted to do, held him down, put him in that damn crucifix. You know, that's like when he ties up one hand, ties up the other hand, just straight punches the guy. You know, du Plessis couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? So to me, it's kind of like if you watch a no-hitter in baseball. You ever seen a pitcher throw a no-hitter?
No.
You know, basically he throws a shutout. He strikes everybody out, right? The game sucks, but it's still a cool thing to watch if you can appreciate the game. You know how hard it is to throw a no-hitter. So that's kind of like what that was. On the undercards, they had two amazing knockouts, both by spinning elbow, back-to-back. You peeped that?
Horrible, dude. I had a bet, right?
Uh-huh.
I forgot my bet completely, right? Because I forget what I eat in the morning. I had a bet. I won the first one, spinning elbow. The next one, I picked the other guy because his odds were better.
Yeah.
Spinning elbow, he fucking gets knocked out. I was like, yo, this is retarded, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, those spinning elbows are vicious, dude. Imagine you got hit with a spinning elbow.
Dude, what
That's
are the
kinda
odds, bro? 2 spinning elbows in a row, bro.
Yeah, back-to-back. Yeah. But, you know, that was the main event. It wasn't that good, bro. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be better. But that's it, dude. We're out of topics, bro. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Shout out to y'all. Christ is King. Glizzy, you got anything to say?
Peace.
Peace.